Hello, welcome back guys on my channel. I hope that you guys are doing fine. So WUWA guys finally did their second anniversary live stream today, which is the version of 3.3 patches. And people of WUWA guys community were very much of a highly excited for this moment. You already know that why they are, because it is a game from the WUWA guys and also QoL Games. QoL Games made their name by listening to the community and also fixing their game perfectly, but when it comes to optimization, they did not even do a jack shit. Well, in this patch, they already mentioned something about it, which I'm going to cover in this video, and you already know what kind of things they are going to do in here. But before than that, after the first anniversary controversy where they did not even give anything at all, this anniversary is also the same one. After watching the anniversary, I'm going to say that it is not even looking like a WUWA anniversary. It is more looking like a one of those like a however's anniversary where they are going to give you a normal rewards which we were expecting before, and it is what it is that we have to move on. But people were expecting a free 5-star and also some other freebies rewards, but as you can see that after watching the full live stream, they did not even give anything at all, and it is actually very much of a highly disappointed to the player base who were expecting so much from this game just because of the developers are listening to this game. Well, of course, in between those big juggernaut games such as the Genshin Impact and also other game who already made the gacha game as a mainstream one, they did not even listen any of the player of the west side and also the global player base, especially on their own China player base as well as, but when it comes to the communist into their own region, they always listen to that. But that's a totally political reason which I'm not going to talk about anything further about it. But one thing is for sure, after this live stream, I did not expect from the QoL Games to do this kind of things, and it is not even that of a looking good right now. But you already know that when it comes to the situation goes hard about the QoL Games, they always bring back some freebies, and if they do that, I guess it could be very much of a bearable than before. Okay, let's see what kind of rewards and also what kind of things they are going to provide it into this second anniversary patch, and let's start. Now let's talk about the two new characters, and after that I'm going to talk about what kind of Rerun character coming along with this character. The first one banner is going to be the Hyuki, and when it comes to the Hyuki, she is a sword character and from the ice element, and the way she just attacks, she is totally have a three types of things. First one, she have a dual sword wielder and also have a kind of like a bow attack, but that bow attack is not even going to be the permanent one, because that bow attack only going to be coming after when you are going to do your fourth basic attack. That's the thing, and this is one of like a gimmick things. Other than that, this is not going to be the very much of a special things that you need to focus right now. But one thing is for sure, we already make a video about the Hyuki and also Denia gameplay in their Xbox release Game Pass trailer, so there is nothing to discuss about that what kind of Hyuki gameplay it is. She is also a somewhat like a gameplay of a Virgil and also other characters from the PGR, which is the same game from the QoL Games. And you already know that Alpha is also very much of a close to existence character where you can even get the similar between the Hyuki and also Alpha. So there is nothing to discuss about her. All the things are totally same. Let's talk about her signature weapon. So her signature weapon is going to give you a huge amount of crit rate, which is actually going to very much of a helpful to build your character perfectly, because you don't even have to like think about that how much of a crit that you should even build here right now. If you have a dog shit piece, the signature weapon will just comes into hand, and other than that, that signature weapon can also give you a ice damage boost and 20% defense threat, which is actually very much of a highly good one. But if they just give you a alternate any other 4-star option, which they're likely not going to give us because it is a QoL game and they are providing us a guaranteed signature weapon, you don't even have to face the 50-50 or 75-25 just like the other hoververse games. So you have to pull the signature weapon rather than waiting for a free version of it. Anyway, if you don't even pull her signature weapon or fail to pull her signature weapon, then I guess the standard weapon where the crit rate is also there, you can even just use it without any kind of problem. So that's the basically of these things. Another thing is that coming along with the Hyuki banner, there is a two Rerun character. The first one is going to be our Yuno, which is a best partner for the Agosta. If you do have Agosta, then that's another matter. And the second character is going to be the Morning, which is also a fusion and also a sustain character just like the Shorekeeper. And in my opinion, she's a better than Shorekeeper. If you just somehow gets your hand off her, I guess she's going to very much of a add more value than the Shorekeeper, just because she can give you lots of all types of damage buff and also a damage interruption resistance, which is actually very much of a good one, because in this game if you just somehow get a hit from the one of those big enemy, you will just go to stagnated from one place to another place, and so many times you will be wasted in that time. That's the another thing. For the pulling value of these two characters, I would suggest you of course go for the Hyuki, and for the highest pull value I would suggest you to go for the Morny, because Morny is a better version of Shorekeeper, and if you just somehow get the Morny, you don't even have to think about anything at all. So that's all about the phase 1 banner. Nothing very much of a good thing of course going in here. For the second banner is also going to be the release of a Denia, and hard kit was kind of a confusing to me at first, but when I just somehow dig up into it, I just totally understand. She's just also going to give you a 40% damage amplification buff to all types of characters on your team member, and also going to give you a fusion burst for your another extra 40% for a fusion character, which is actually likely going to be very much of a best in slot for your Amath character, which was considered like a previous or Sentinel or like a decent Sentinel character. So sorry, I was forgot to mention is that Hyuki is also from the Sentinel character, and she is also having the power of a Sentinel. I don't even know, because I don't even just follow the story. If you already know, you already get the idea what kind of like a Sentinel she just totally follow here. So that's the main thing of Hyuki. Let's back to our topic of a Denia. So Denia is just going to give you a huge amount of boost for your fusion character and also all types of character, as well as just like the Lini and also Morny. If you just somehow gets a hand of her, she's going to give you a huge amount of value. Besides than that, her rectifier, she's also coming from the rectifier class and also a fusion class. Her rectifier is also going to give you a huge amount of crit rate, which also helps you to build much more easily than ever for a character. Coming along with her, there is also two Rerun character. First one is going to be the Chisa, second one is going to be the Frolova. When it comes to the Chisa is going to be very much of a best pick compared to the Frolova, because Frolova required her signature weapon and also her dedicated team member, which is consist of a Cantorola, and she is not even here, and we don't even have an idea when she is going to get her another rerun very soon. But when it comes to the Chisa is one of those like a wasted potential character that Wuthering Waves have ever released into this game, because after the release there was no other negative character that you can even just max output her potential to the max fullest core. That's the main thing, and people are expecting that she is going to be very much of a good substitute or like a good option for the Hyuki, but as I already read her kit of Hyuki, there was nothing mentioned about the negative status, which is the main thing of the Chisa. So I don't think so. For a second phase banner, Denia is the highest pull value. Other than that, those two characters are dog shit. Besides, Chisa is also required her signature weapon to perfectly, because her 50% kit is totally on her body and another 50% kit is totally going to be on her signature weapon, which is a very much of a predatory practice, but the player of the Wuthering Waves won't even going to recognize it just because of they are the White Knights of this game. Anyway, that's the whole character section. Let's talk about the pool section. Now in terms of pool section, they are going to give us a 20 pool, and this 20 pool is not going to be very much of a fruitful one. Why am I saying this? Because the patch, which is the 3.3, is going to be released in 13 April, and from this patch then you are going to get like a 30 pools, and also they are going to give us a daily login bonus, which is they already giving to us in their every other patches, where 5 pool is going to be the standard one and 5 pool is going to be another the limited pools. So for the anniversary pool, which is a 10 pool, you are going to get for the Hyuki banner, and also first of the start of this patch, which is the 30 April, and 10 pool, and another 10 pool you are going to get from the 23rd May, and this 23rd May are going to come after the Hyuki banner end, and it is the start of the Denia banner. So there is a very much of a long game, which is almost like a 21 days. It is not even that of a fruitful anyways. And also they are going to give us a 10 pools of the through the events of a limited weapon pools and also a 10 pool of a standard pools. Other than that, I'm not seeing any other pools they are going to give us. Besides, the patch is going to be resetted, and for this patch resetted, your shop is also going to be resetted. You are going to get another 7 pools from your shop, which is going to be the new things, nothing for anniversary special things. So that's all the things. Other things they are not even going to provide you at all. So let's talk about the optimization, which is the most awaited things, not for every other people who have a higher amount of PC, but for me in case it is actually very much of a good one, because they are going to provide us like a storage issue first of all, because if you have already completed all the story and also all the events, then the other resource is not going to be very much of fruitful for your SSD and also your storage. So they are going to give you options where you can even delete your past resource and also past story content. That's the main thing. And the second thing is that they are going to optimize the update patch for each and every one, where after ongoing of the 3.3 patches, every patch is going to be the 8 GB or 7 GB compared to their previous one where they have to give us like a 15 to 20 GB, which was actually high one. And also they are going to optimize the game for the mobiles version, and also they are going to give like another extra special frame gen for the mobile version where the battery will be less consumed, and also the mobile experience is going to be very much fruitful where the higher amount of player they can even grab from the community. That's the another thing of the mobile version. For the PC version, they already added like a huge amount of frame gen, and also other frame gen are going to be added for the all types of compatible device, especially just like myself who don't even have an extra dedicated GPU. I'm just totally running on this game on my iGPU, which is a 5600 GT. That's the main thing. This is going to be very much of a good news, but let's see how much is it going to be very much of a, in a practical uses, because if the frame gen is not going to be very much of a good thing for my case, then I guess all the talks are not going to be add any kind of value in a practical one. That's the all about your performance issue things. So let's move on to our new skin for this new anniversary patch. I don't know, I didn't even see that is this skin is going to be the free one or like a paid one, and this skin is none other than for our Morning, who is also latest fusion rectifier or sustain character. As I already mentioned before, she is going to come out from along with the Hyugi in the phase 1 banner. So somehow if you really like her, I guess this skin is actually looking cute and it is actually good. So that's all for the skin things. Let's move on to our map extension. Of course, this is not going to be the new map. This is of a extended map of the Laharohi, which is our new region which we are currently in right now. And other than that, they are also going to give us a story quest, so many events and other etc things. Nothing to barge about here, and I'm not seeing any other things to discuss right now. So that's all for this like a main topic of this Wuthering Waves, where it is going to be related of these rewards and also character topics. Let's move on to my final one, which I do have an opinion about this live stream. Now for this live stream for the 2nd anniversary, they did not even add any of those like a rerun character where they did add into the 1st anniversary. Well, that was created very much of a controversy between the community, because as you already know that in that 1st anniversary they were also did not even give us enough pools to pull for all of those like a 10 characters. Now those 10 characters are like a special characters where you do have a chance to get one of them if you are like a new player and also returning player. And how much of a good thing it was, because if you're just somehow getting into this game right now and also doing all those quests, and if you just somehow miss one of those like a top tier character, not all of those characters are top tier, one of those like a few characters are top tier in that time, if you just miss one of those, I guess you can even just grab those things just by your playing the game and also completing the quest and also other things as well. As that's the things very much of a helpful, but people were so much skeptical about it, and they were thinking that if you guys are just giving us this few amount of pool and you are just expecting that to get all of those 10 characters, this is a very much of a predatory practice. And for this reason, this 2nd anniversary they did not even add anything at all, and I totally understand their point. Other than that, they also did not even give a free 5-star. Of course, this is another topic which most of the people who really like this game thinking that, hey man, they already give us so many things, why are giving a free 5-star selector in here? Of course, it is asking too much from the from a game of this kind of scaling, which is also similar to of a hype of a Genshin Impact. But the way this game treating to the player base, I guess it was happened to be giving us, if they just somehow giving us a standard selector and also some kind of like a normal one of those limited selector, it won't even somehow destroy the world. If I give you a example of their another game which is a PGR, they also give us a free selector for their every anniversary and also lots of free pools. But in this game, Wuthering Waves, they are trying to make money, because PGR did not even make any jack shit. But when it comes to this Wuthering Waves, this is the money making cow, and if they somehow maintain the position of a Genshin competitor, they are going to make lots of money. If I just give you a comparison for the 1st anniversary to this anniversary, I guess it does not give us a grand scale of opening and also grand scale of things, just like the compared to the 1st anniversary, where 1st anniversary introduced to us a collab things were the Cyberpunk. But in this anniversary, they did not also give us anything about the news of a Cyberpunk, which is almost like a 1 year ago's news, and it is totally shambling to the dust, and we don't even have any kind of idea when they are going to introduce us the Cyberpunk character, because most of the player are thinking that the Cyberpunk character are going to be for the next anniversary feature character. But the way they just totally handle this live stream, it was just on the name of a 2nd anniversary, but inside it does not add anything at all. So that is another like a disappointed things for the player base. at least just give us a hint that you are going to give us 1 or x 2x side, that you are going to give us a cyberpunk character. But giving us this kind of like a cliffhanger, I guess it is actually very bad for the player base and also community as well. As people are going to patch this game back and forth after this anniversary. I know that there are so many salty players in this community, just like the Genshin one and also other rest of the gacha community. So it is not a new that the gacha gamers are going to brag about their own gacha game for the rewards and also other etc things. So I guess that's all for this video. If you like it, leave a like. If you have any kind of comments regarding the 2nd anniversary live stream, feel free to leave on to the comment section, and see you on the next video. Peace.